Robin Williams, Wild Bill Hickok, and Neil Armstrong are all on this day. Hey, welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is July 21st. It is the 203rd day of the year. There's 163 days left in 2020. It's the 29th Tuesday of the year, and there's 30 weeks left. It's also the 31st day of summer, so a whole month of summer, here we are, and 63 days left until fall. There's no special holidays today in the United States. It is Belgian National Day. Belgian National Day celebrates the birth of the Belgian nation, Belgian culture, and pride in Belgium's independence from the Netherlands. Love their waffles. All right, let's see what else July 21st has given us. 1865, in Market Square of Springfield, Missouri, Wild Bill Hickok shoots and kills Davis Tutt in what is regarded as the first Western showdown. Growing up, I always thought that all things Western, like the Cowboys days and all that shootout stuff, happened in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Nevada. You know, that's where the Old West happened. It wasn't until my 20s when I realized a lot of that went down in Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma, too. 1907, the passenger steamer SS Columbia sinks after colliding with the steamer San Pedro off Shelter Cove, California, killing 88 people. Now, it's San Pedro, but some people call it San Pedro. Where I grew up in Los Angeles, we have a town called San Pedro, but it's actually San Pedro, so call it what you want. 1919, the Wingfoot Air Express crashes into the Illinois Trust and Savings Building in Chicago, killing 12 people. It was an airship, like a blimp type thing, crashed right in it, dropped, killed everyone on board, pretty much. 1944, World War II, the Battle of Guam. American troops land on Guam, starting a battle that will end on August 10th. It was, a good 20 days of fighting. It's really weird. I think I mentioned this before, but when I worked for Netflix, people from Guam would call because it's American territory. They used to get the DVDs there and all that. So they'd call, they had a problem. Every single person I ever talked to Guam, they'd always ask, have you ever been to Guam? And then they'd say, you should come visit us. It's like very friendly people. I've never been to Guam. I think I'd like to just because everyone invited me there. I was like, everyone's working for the tourist board of Guam. They seem like nice people. 1949, the United States Senate ratifies the North Atlantic Treaty. 1959, Elijah Jerry, known as Pumpsy Green, becomes the first African-American to play for the Boston Red Sox, the last team to integrate. He became a pinch runner for Vic Wertz and stayed in as shortstop in the 2-1 loss to the Chicago White Sox. Here's a big one in American history. 1969, the Apollo program. Astronaut Neil Armstrong becomes the first person to walk on the moon. This obviously was a giant thing for the United States. It's hard to believe that it happened so long ago. It's like 51 years ago. Still a serious sense of pride here in the United States. They just did a movie on it called Armstrong. On him, actually. 1973, in Lillehammer, Norway, Mossad agents kill a waiter whom they mistakenly thought was involved in the 1972 Munich Olympics massacre. Now, if you don't know the backstory to this, Mossad is basically like the CIA here in the United States. Anyway, after the Munich Olympic massacre, which people went in and killed a bunch of the Israeli athletes, Mossad decided, and the Israeli government, they were going to seek revenge on anyone that was involved. And they did. They made a couple mistakes, but there's a really good movie called Munich. It was done by Steven Spielberg. We don't know the whole story of what happened, but it kind of gives you an idea what happened during this time. But they went around, they killed a bunch of people that they felt were involved in this. 1983, the world's lowest temperature in an inhabited location is recorded in Antarctica. Minus 89 degrees Celsius, minus 129.6 Fahrenheit. That is cold. 2005, the London bombings occur. On Thursday, 21 July 2005, 4 attempted bomb attacks disrupt part of London's public transportation system 2 weeks after the 7 July 2005 London bombings. The explosions occur around midday at Shepherd's Bush, Warren Street, and Oval Station on London's Underground, and on London's bus route 26 in Bethnal Green on Hackney Road. The 5th bomber dumped his device without attempting to set it off. This may be the first time on record of a coward actually being too much of a coward to perform his cowardly act, thankfully. Probably saved some people that way. 2011, NASA's space shuttle program ends with the landing of Space Shuttle Atlantis on mission STS-135 at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Movies released on July 21st, 1989, Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. Starring and directed by Spike Lee, also pretty much everyone that was big at the time. Danny Aiello, Samuel L. Jackson, John Turturro, Martin Lawrence, Ozzie Davis, Rosie Perez, Bill Nunn, Ruby Dee, the list goes on. Great movie. Great acting. The story's really interesting, but the acting in this movie was outstanding. 2017, Dunkirk is released. It was okay. I read the history of this event during World War II, and, over the years, I'd seen a couple different things, read a couple books on it. It was filmed in a very unique way, and I think it confused a lot of people, including me in the theater. It had 3 different storylines going on at the same time, and they kept going back and forth to them. Each story took up different amounts of time in the overall story, so I had a hard time following it in the theater, like I said. I really didn't understand it till I watched it again when I purchased it on Amazon. And then they added Harry Styles for some frickin' reason from the boy band in England. I know the reason. So they could appeal to a wider audience. I get it, but the dude can't act. He should stick to the boy band thing. Born on July 21st, 1948, Cat Stevens. If you don't know who Cat Stevens is, he's a very interesting cat, to say the least. He was a singer that was big in the 60s and stuff, and 70s. In 1976, Cat Stevens nearly drowned off the coast of Malibu in the United States. Now, I'd always heard the rumor that he was trying to kill himself, but changed his mind, all this stuff. Story goes, he shouted, "Oh God, if you save me, I will work for you." He says that right after that, a wave appeared that carried him back to shore. This brush with death intensified his long-held quest for spiritual truth, he said. He had looked into Buddhism, Zen, numerology, astrology, and anything else. Cat Stevens' brother, David Gordon, bought him a copy of the Quran as a birthday gift. Stevens was quickly taken with its content and began his transition to Islam. Now, he disappeared and, after he totally converted. These days, he's known as Yusuf Islam, and he kind of appears every now and then and plays music for different things. I've seen a couple videos of him in recent years on YouTube. Still got a great voice. 1951, Robin Williams is born. American actor, singer, producer, one of the funniest people that ever walked the earth. So sad when he passed away. Kind of broke my heart. 1957, John Lovitz, American comedian, actor, and producer, and extremely weird. He had a good stint on Saturday Night Live and played, parts in different movies. He's just weird. You ever get a chance, watch some YouTube videos of him at the roasts on Comedy Central. He's classic. Died on July 21st, 1982, Dave Garroway, American journalist and actor. When I was, I think, in the 7th or 6th grade probably, we did a tour of one of the studios in Burbank, and I guess he'd been walking down the thing and started talking to us. He at the time or had previously been the host of the Today Show for many years. Talked to us. And I remember this man talking to us. I don't know who he was. I was told later on it was Dave Garroway. And the teacher said that he asked, who wants to be a journalist when they grow up? And a bunch of kids raised their hand. And then he said, who wants to talk for a living? And the teacher said I was the only one that raised my hand. And so here I am today. 2017, we lost John Hurt, film and television actor. If you don't know who he was, most of you know him as the dad from Home Alone 1 and 2. He's been in so many other things. He has a long history of bit parts in so many different movies and television shows. I always liked him. All right, so that's July 21st. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Don't forget to subscribe if you already haven't. Give the video a big thumbs up. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.